Today we're going to be talking about my first pair of shoes, what got me started with even collecting sneakers, and why I was so addicted to this world and becoming a sneakerhead. So with that being said, run this intro and let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. What's up with you guys? How you doing? How you been? If you did not know by now, my name is DJ and this is the DNA Show. Now, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to smash that like button because that helps oh so much with the algorithm, man. You don't even know I've been working hard on these videos. So let's go ahead and get into the story because I am ready to tell you guys about this. Grab your popcorn, get relaxed, go ahead and kick your feet up, kick your shoes off, and let's get to going. So I was born in 1991, and you know that back in those days, you know, Jordan was doing his thing. Let's just be honest. I mean, he won his first championship that year, and that was just a great year to be born, you know what I'm saying? So initially, my actual first pair of shoes ever when I came into this world, I got them right here still. Soft bottom, OG, metallic 5s.
But these was fresh though back in the day. Like you was wearing a business though. Everybody's like, oh, look at he got demo! And you was just like a kid like, I don't even know what's going on.
So this is the very first pair of shoes that got me started into this world of sneakerhead kingdom or whatever you like to call it. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, living in Portland and having Beaverton and Nike oh so close, it was hard for me not to grow up my whole life wearing Jordans and Nikes and being fresh and having all the dope new hot releases.
We would go to Nike and make sure the nieces and nephews and my son, everybody had on the fresh J's. We were not gonna be like nobody slipping like that.
I'm not gonna lie, I was fortunate. My parents made sure that I had the freshest J's whenever something new dropped.
So I don't know if he ever told you in this same video, because I wasn't here earlier, when he wanted a pair of shark shoes, did you tell him about that?
I didn't tell him about that.
And he got all these J's.
Tell him how old I was.
You was little, like 3 or 4 or something like that. 5.
Let's go with 3 or 4.
No, I think he might have been 5. I got him these J's, whatever, and he had all the colorways, you name it, as a kid. Well, my friend worked at the store at Volume Shoe Source. It's like Payless. And he's like, oh, I want these shark shoes. They got lights on them. And he threw a fit. I don't want these Jordans. I don't want these Jordans. I want these shark shoes. Man, I had to get him these shark shoes that cost like $8. And they had lights on them. And he loved those shoes. But today, he don't have those shoes. He got all the J's still.
That's what I'm talking about.
I wonder what happened to them shoes.
I don't know.
He was like...
We was all laced, we was all fly. I was in one of them type of families. Growing up, all I knew was rock J's, stay fresh in my Nikes.
When I was coming up, we didn't have no Nikes, no J's, no nothing. We had Volume shoes. So I was not gonna let my son wear none of that stuff. He was gonna be fresh to death every day.
I basically feel like I was sponsored by Jordan. You know what I'm saying? My parents had me laced in some of the best, literally all the OGs, all the stuff. Like I've had everything.
So my son has so many nice shoes. At one point, some of his friends was being talked about shoes. And he went and gave them a pair of his shoes so they didn't get talked about. I really like that about him.
And I am so fortunate and so thankful for that. And I hated Adidas. Like,
right, I didn't even like Adidas though, because I blew out a pair when I was dunking. My whole foot came out the front of Adidas, and I was like, I can't wear no Adidas. But then I got some samples for my son, and I gave them to him, and he didn't want them either.
It came to a screeching, and when I say screeching, I mean like screeching halt. Yeah, I ain't gonna say I'm pissed about it. I'm gonna just say I'm thankful for learning and understanding that you have to get it on your own. Because soon as I got to high school, oh bruh, I went from having all the kicks, I went from having everything I needed, to my dad said, oh no.
When I was 16, 17, I got my own place and I was on my own. I was paying for all my school stuff, everything. So I told my son, you doing the same thing. I'll buy you one pair of shoes now, and after that you're done. You paying for all your stuff. I'm not doing it no more. If you don't get it for Christmas, you don't get it. Plain and simple.
And I said, well, damn, what am I supposed to do?
You said you wanted a pair of J's. Do you remember this? And I said, I'll buy them or I'll give you the money. I gave you the money and you bought some cheaper shoes and pocket the rest of the money.
Yeah.
Smart move. Because you're like, I'm not finna spend all that money on them shoes. I'm gonna buy some of this.
I forgot about
that. You're like, them shoes cost too much. So this is my pocket.
So at the time I was wearing a size 10.5 coming into high school as a freshman, but my foot was growing oh so fast. I think it was Champs. Champs had that deal where you could get like 2 shoes for like 85 bucks or something, 2 shoes for 90 bucks. I don't know, it was something like that. But basically I was rocking shell toes, Air Force Ones, and I even got roasted for buying a pair of Fila's. At the time, my foot was growing. I literally went from a 10.5 to a 13 from freshman year to sophomore year of high school. I couldn't afford to buy all the new J's my freshman year because I didn't have a job, I couldn't work, and all I had was my little side hustles and the things that I would do in the summertime to make money. So I was like trying to figure out like, okay, how am I gonna support this lifestyle if I don't got no kicks and I don't got no money and I can't flip nothing like that, but I gotta keep hustling, and every time I spend money, I'm just trying to eat. And you know, don't get me wrong, like my parents took care of me and I have a lot of great things to be blessed for. But there is that certain factor when it's like, when you want those material things in life and you need to go work for it, they made me work for it. And I appreciate them for that, because if they wouldn't have made me work for it and I would have thought, oh, I deserve this and all these different things throughout my life, then I probably wouldn't be where I am today. So I'm thankful and I appreciate them pushing me to work for my stuff and earn what I have. I remember in 3rd grade, I broke a window because we were playing with the baseball and my dad said,
"Don't play with the ball." I said, "Stop." And as soon as I turned around, he broke the window anyway. And yes, I made him pay for it. I was not going out like that. If you do it, you're going to be responsible. As a young man, I want you to be responsible. And that's how it was.
And they made me work all summer until I was able to pay for it.
Oh, you worked hard to get what you wanted and pay off your debts. You did that.
And for that, I thank them, because if they wouldn't have made me do that and I wouldn't have learned those fundamentals of like, hey, if you mess up, you got to pay for it. Or if you break this, you got, you know, that stuff instilled a lot into me. So that was all happening through grade school and middle school. So by the time my sophomore year came around, fire red threes, black cats, flip threes, BMP pack, DMP pack, there's a lot of dope stuff coming out. But what am I gonna do? Like, everybody's getting this stuff and I really want it, but like fire red fives, militaries, cool grades, thunders, lightnings, like, and I was missing out on everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. So I said, all right, once my foot stops growing, I'm gonna start collecting shoes. And I was at a size 13 for a few months now, and my foot wasn't growing no more. So I was thinking like, okay, either I'm gonna be a 13 or a 14. Mind you, I'm 5 feet 6 inches at the time. Some of the girls was taller than me, and I was wearing a size 13. Just a capital L, just body and feet. Like, I don't know what was going on, but my body was just all disproportionate, and I'm just growing up trying to figure out, what is my life going? Where am I? It was bad. I got to that point and I said, look, this winter break, I know I'm gonna get some money. I'm gonna use that money for a Christmas gift, and I'm gonna buy myself my first pair of shoes, and I'm gonna get started with that drop. I gotta get these playoff 8s. I'm getting those, I'm starting with those. So I call up the homies and I'm like, what's up, bro? You trying to slide to the ES? We about to sit out there, we about to camp in line, because I heard that's what people doing. I ain't never done it before, but I know my friends had done it before. You trying to do it? And it was like,
hell yeah, let's do it.
We all decided to go. It was like me, Tone, Lou.
This is in the beginning, and he says, "Oh, Dad, you know, can you guys come out here? We're gonna camp out, we're gonna get some shoes."
And we was like first in line, you know what I'm saying? We in the front, we just like ready to go.
And we get out there, it's freezing cold.
So at that time, we was out there and I'm literally like, yo, what are we gonna do? It's freezing cold.
I get there, I said, hell no, I am not waiting out in the cold for those shoes.
We're all out here like bundled up, middle of the night. We slid through at like 2 in the morning. We camped out all night. This is back in the day when camping out was like the thing to do.
I said, I'll go get you guys something to eat. So I get them something to eat. I stay in the car, this and that and the other.
And we're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, they let us sit in the car and like thaw out for a minute.
It's morning and lunch. They stayed the whole night out there in the cold. I was like, I can't do it.
My parents was like, you really doing this? Like, you actually seriously out here camping for these shoes? And I was like, yeah, I want to get these shoes and I want to get started. Like, I'm serious. This is about to happen today. So I found out that the Laser 15s was coming out too when I was sitting in line. So I was like, hey, I want the 15s, because for some reason, I love the 15s. If you like the 15s, drop a comment down below. If you hate the 15s, don't say nothing. I don't even want to hear it, because I already know what you got to say. So we see the 2 lines and we're like, yo, what's up with the other line? And he's like, that's the employee line. So this line over here, everybody in this line, they get to buy 1 pair per person, every single person, and we just sitting there watching. It's a lot of people in this line. Like, I don't think we gonna get the shoes, bruh. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, bro, I done camped out for hours, freezing cold, and I'm like, I got my money saved up, ready to go. I don't even know if I'm gonna get these shoes, because it's like, you know, it's half off. Everybody want to get the shoes for half off, right? So our time comes and we look and they're like, oh, we're out of this size, we're out of that size, and I'm like, oh damn, bruh. They don't make that many pairs when it comes to my size. Normally they do like heavily from 12 under, and then sometimes like a 13, and then it's like more rare with a 14, 15 type stuff. So I was like kind of scared for a second. Then once we get into the store, they say, do you want to get the Jordan 15s or do you want to get the Jordan 8s? So I'm like, okay, I'll get both because I got enough money. So I'm like, cool, I'm about to get both shoes. I'm about to start with 2 pair of shoes for my first collector shoes that I'm gonna have for my collection that I'm gonna cherish and keep clean and all those different things. So when I get ready to get to 15, they're like, hey, I know you're with a guardian. Did you want to get a pair for them as well? Because when you have them, then you can get 2 pairs.
They got the shoes and I got the shoes too. I didn't have to wait out the call. That was tight right there.
So we both ended up getting a pair of the Jordan 15. So now we're like, cool, we got these laser 15s right here. We about to be fly, we about to be stunned. I'm about to go to school feeling oh so fly. And I'm just like a happy camper. Next up becomes the Jordan 8. So I'm like, okay, now this one they was talking about was selling out. Nobody really wanted the 15 like that. So I'm thinking like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna have a chance of getting these, but hopefully I do. So then I asked him, I'm like, do you have a 13 and do you have a 14? So that's one from myself and one from my dad. So I'm like, if we can finesse this situation, this would be amazing, right? So they're like, actually, we do. We only have one left. And I'm like, we was first in line and you're telling me you only had one left and I got that pair? So I was already just happy. Like, bro, I literally camped out. I got my first pair of shoes. We ended up grabbing a pair for my pops. He got both pair of shoes as well.
I still got them shoes too. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
No, show them the shoes.
I be wearing these though. So I still got these though. So I'm just telling you. So I wear my shoes. Everybody else, they don't be wearing theirs. Mine's a little beat up, after all those years, but it's going down.
And that's what started the mayhem again. Because mind you, like I said, when I was growing up, had a bunch of shoes. My dad always had fly stuff. My mom was even rocking OGs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always had that in my blood, in my system. But there was like a rough patch between like a year and a half where I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna be having shoes for the rest of my life type thing, because I don't know how I'm gonna get them. As soon as I got home, I'm unboxing the shoes. I got them in my hand and I'm just like cherishing them. I'm looking at them. You know when you buy your first pair of shoes and you get them and you're just like, you don't even know what to do. Like, you leave them outside the box, you try them on, you lace them up a different way, you gotta lick the sole, you take the insoles out, you take the paper out, and you know, just, I don't know, like, there's just all these different things. Like, okay, how am I gonna display these in my room? What outfit am I gonna wear these with? All these different questions that you're asking yourself. I can't even go to school on Monday with these on because I'm on Christmas break right now. So now I gotta wait for 2 weeks just before I can stunt and get fly in my Jordan 8s because I'm oh so fly and I got my first pair of shoes again. And I'm just, for some reason, I don't know what it was, but mind you, I've had shoes like all my life, but when I had got these, it was like a whole new feeling and it made no sense. These was just so satisfying. And I feel like that's what it is when it comes to collecting shoes. You end up working hard for those things. And people say, why is that shoe worth so much to you and all that stuff? Sometimes it's not about the dollar value. It's simply the sentimental value of the shoe. What does it mean to me? And that is literally with anything in life. A kid's blanket, my favorite shirt, my favorite jacket. Oh, I had this when I was little. Like, there's so many little material things that become sentimental and mean so much to us later in life or even still in life that creates that spark and that excitement and all those different things. So when I had ended up getting both of these, I was happy. I felt like I had worked hard to get them and I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I had saved up my dough. I had my little bit of Christmas money too. And I was like, this is a perfect combination. Like, I got my stuff ready. I got my chips aligned. And now the next question is, how am I gonna get my next pair of shoes, right? So that comes to a whole nother story.
So I gotta tell you this too. We went to a launch. Well, the launch was in, with me, you, and Booper. We went to,
See, that's a whole nother video. That's for these. That's for these.
That was crazy. So I gotta tell you this real quick. We'll lead into another video at another time. But this video right here, I'm gonna tell you the whole thing later. But we end up with a hotel full of these shoes. And I'm telling you, a hotel. There's stacks of these shoes.
That's what I got. That's deeper. We're gonna tell that video later. We gotta get back to the regular story.
Stacks of these shoes, and I go, what the hell you gonna do with all them shoes? Anyway,
no, you can't tell me.
I'll tell you later what happened.
I'm gonna tell you that story in another video. So I hope you guys was enjoying this one. I'm excited to tell you guys more stories. I gotta go. I'll see y'all later. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm gone. Peace.